Hello, welcome to the produce garden. Today I'm just going to have a quick word about asparagus. Sorry for the dodgy camera work too, I'm the only one here today, so I'm trying to hold the camera myself. Now, you can see with asparagus it's quite easy to grow. Asparagus is one of those cut again, come again vegetables that you can cultivate for up to 18 to 20 years. The main thing is, when you first plant the asparagus rhizomes, which will be like a small little rhizome with, well, it's almost like a big spider. It'll have the rhizome and it'll have all these little root legs that it'll coming out from it, which can be up to a foot long sometimes, depending on the size of them. Now, once you've planted those, leave them in the ground. Now, I'll jump ahead a bit first. Once you've planted them in the ground, the asparagus will come up. Now, the first 2 years, some people do it for 3, but for the first 2 years, you don't want to cultivate any of the asparagus. Just let it grow. And then I'm here today because I want to show you an example. Like you can see with these, this asparagus bed was put in 2 years ago. This is its second season. Now, you can see with these, all the asparagus has started to come up. Hopefully you can see it from there. Now, they'll pop up out of the ground. Now, as soon as they get to about a foot, they'll start spreading out these little branches, which basically it's like a fern, an asparagus fern they're called, that'll come up. Now, you just want to let them grow. As tempted as you will be, especially in the second season, to cut some asparagus because you want to eat it, you've been waiting for so long, don't. Just leave it as it is. Now, I'll just try and pan back. Now, you can see, say with this one here, I'm not very tall, but it's just as tall as me. So that's as big as, you just let it grow. Don't cut it, don't do anything to it. Once autumn comes around, it's late spring now, once autumn comes around, that'll just brown off and die back. When it's completely dead, it'll just drop to the ground. You can cut it off then. So you want to do that for the first 2 years. So this, let me just grab the camera. This bed has been in for, this is its second season. So next year, I'll be able to cultivate the asparagus from this bed. So you can see it all here. There's different stages of it coming up. Now, I just want to show you the new bed. This is a bed that's actually gone in last winter, so 6 months ago or so. So this is the first crop for all of these asparagus. Now, I'll just try and pan in, see if you can see. Now, you can see here, that's how it'll first pop up. You can see 2 little asparagus heads coming up there. That's all it'll be. They'll pop up to say something about this size, and then that'll just keep growing. You might not get much the first couple of years, and you might start to think, oh God, is it going to grow, or what's going on? But it will. Keep looking after it, and it will. Now, what I've done with these beds, now the soil, to begin with, is a nice rich soil. Because the asparagus is going to stay in there for, like I said, 18 to 20 years you can cultivate it for. You want to make sure that you put in a good soil to begin with, because you don't want to actually dig them up each winter to replace the nutrients in the soil. You can top layer things. It will break down. So each year I pretty much take the mulch off the top, which a lot of it's broken down anyway, and then I'll replace it with a lot of cow manure, mushroom compost, sheep manure, composted green waste. Any compost from your garden would be good, just to put more nutrients into the soil to replace what the asparagus has taken out last season, so you'll keep growing a new crop. So with this bed, I'll just scrape some across from the top. I've obviously got the soil in there, and all I've done is mulch over the top with sugarcane mulch, which is a good byproduct of the sugarcane industry. So something that would otherwise be burnt can be mulched up. Might as well use it. Now, all I've done is let this bed grow. Like I was saying, it's late spring. About 6 weeks ago, I actually put down organic fertiliser just over the top. Keep them watered, like well watered, twice a week. Because of the heavy mulch, they will retain a lot of moisture underneath, but you do need to obviously water them on at least a twice weekly basis. Mulched over the top, and I'll just leave these beds as they are. Now, next year, we'll get some more. Hopefully I'll be back before next year to show you about cultivating the asparagus. But that's all it is. Really easy. Once you put it in, you pretty much just leave it and it does its own from there. Any questions, you can just email me about growing asparagus. It's theproducegarden@yahoo.com.au. See you later.